Hello, good people of Bills Nation, and welcome to another double feature of the NFL right here on Snyderman Broadcasting. The Jedidiah Snyderman era is so far so good, with the Buffalo Bills sitting at 5-1 on the 2021 NFL campaign. The focus of the bye week was to send scouts around the nation really looking at college players that are entering the NFL draft, which will be airing live on Twitch TV /Snyderman_Inc. We will be bringing you live coverage of the NFL draft, so make sure you don't miss that once the 2021 season is concluded here on Snyderman Broadcasting. But let's take a look around the NFL Week 7, where your Bills did not play, but Denver does go into Cleveland and picks up a huge victory over the Browns. Really surprising there. Broncos not very good on this campaign. The G-Men beat Carolina. The Jets go into Foxborough and upset New England. Kansas City beats Tennessee. The football team goes into Green Bay and beats Aaron Rodgers. Atlanta takes down Miami. The Raiders beat the Eagles. Chicago upsetting Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And on Monday night, the New Orleans Saints beat the Seahawks. Over the bye week, your Bills did go out and sign 33-year-old Richard Sherman to bolster that secondary of the Buffalo Bills. That did get shredded the last 2 weeks, if anything. Even though the Bills do hold a top 10 defense, it became clear that some work needed to be done in that secondary. And so the Bills are hoping that Sherman brings some much needed experience to this defense. But we are here at Highmark Stadium, where the Dolphins are coming to face your Buffalo Bills. There you see Sean McDermott really has his guys ready to go off this bye week, it seems. Big AFC East rivalry coming in. And there you see the standings. Again, your Buffalo Bills sitting atop the AFC East at 5-1, with the New England Patriots not far behind at 4-3. But we are ready to go here in Week 8 with the opening kickoff, and that one is going to go into the end zone for a touchback off the crossbar. What a leg by Bass there. Where's that been when it comes time for his field goals? But there you see Tua Tagovailoa, who has been having a decent campaign here for Miami. 9 TDs, 3 interceptions, almost 2,000 yards passing here in Week 8. So not a bad start for Tua here at all. Even though his future here in Miami might be in question, Tua does drop back. He finds Gesicki to open up the drive, and he now has the Dolphins moving very early on here in this first drive. It is now 2nd and 3 on the 42-yard line. Tua drops back, still looking, and that'll be a first down. But there is Richard Sherman, again brought in for his experience. Hopefully he can boost this Bills secondary. But so far it is not looking good, as that is a big run by Gaskin for the Miami touchdown. So Miami is going to take a 6-0 lead, make that 7-0 after this extra point. So not the way this Bills defense wanted to start, and not the way that Sherman would want to start his career in Buffalo. But there you see Josh Allen ready to lead his team on the field. He's looking at 11 touchdowns, 8 interceptions on the season, and the interceptions have been something that has really been bothering Allen as well as this coaching staff. We don't know if he's playing hurt or what, but here's Singletary with a big gain. Unfortunately, it looks like it might be for naught, as there is some laundry on the field, and that will be holding on Buffalo. So a good run for Singletary there is erased with a very bad holding call. But Josh Allen sneaks it on 3rd and inches for the Buffalo first down. Allen dropping back. Allen looking for Diggs and finding Diggs. That's a big connection along the sidelines. Diggs, huge 27-yard reception, has Buffalo in scoring position already. Big arm from Josh Allen, and we've come to expect nothing less from the young man out of Wyoming. Again, we would like to see him cut down those interceptions. That's really the only complaint about Allen this season is you have to protect that football a little bit more. He drops back, but he finds his tight end Knox in the end zone for a Bills touchdown. Knox with the score. And you love to have a weapon like Knox. Beautiful job getting open there in the red zone. Knox making a name for himself, really trying to get his name in the conversation of tight ends like Kelsey and George Kittle. And I think if he continues on the 2021 campaign like he has been, he will be one of the league's top tight ends very, very shortly. I don't think he's quite there in the top 5 yet, but he has had a very, very strong start to this 2021 season. That would be almost 300 receiving yards as well as his 3rd touchdown on the year. We now have a tie game here in Buffalo. So I have a feeling that this game is going to be much like when these two teams met earlier on in the season. A lot of back and forth action, which you cannot complain about a game like that. We always love to see these close games. And here is Tua out back onto the field, ready to lead the Dolphins down for yet another score. At least he certainly hopes so. We'll see what happens there. Tua under center. He is going to hand the ball off to Gaskins, who is going to get stuffed by Ed Oliver. Who else but Ed Oliver leading this defense? And that is going to end the quarter where Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills will take over on downs. Miami punts the ball away, and Allen has these Bills driving. They are in the red zone. Knox is going to be open in the flat. He's not going to find anything on that. So that will actually lead to a field goal by Bass, which will give the Buffalo Bills a 10-7 lead. So very disappointing drive really there. The Bills work their way all the way down into the red zone only to walk away with 3 points, and that will give Tua and the Dolphins a chance to take a lead here if they can keep driving. Tua under center now. Got a man in motion. Play action pass. Tua finds Gesicki. Good throw there by the young quarterback. Nice way to split that coverage there. Find the open man, and Tua has these Dolphins moving. Tua, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people, except that won't surprise a lot of people. And again, who else but Ed Oliver with his 6th quarterback sack on the season. Oliver really the heart and soul of this defensive line, who really is young. I think the Bills have a lot of good things going on that line. One thing that Jedidiah Snyderman really wants to improve this offseason is the secondary. He recognized that the Bills secondary just can't keep up with the speedy receivers, and really right now it's all about beating the Kansas City Chiefs. And the Chiefs, when the Bills went into Kansas City, they outran the Bills defense. Tie game at 10 now. Sanders with that field goal. Allen hands the ball off to Singletary. Singletary with a spin move. Doesn't get a whole lot on that play. That was a pickup of about 6. That'll bring up 3rd and 4. Allen now out of the gun. Looking for his man. He finds, or attempted to find, Diggs. Pass is broken up. And that is going to lead to a punt. The Bills will have to punt this ball away, and that will give Tua a chance to take the lead here before the half. It looked like Diggs brought that in, but just at the last minute, the defender swoops in and is able to knock that ball away. Tua and Gaskin attempting to score for the Dolphins here before we go to half. About 3 minutes left in the half. Play action pass. Tua all day in the pocket. He tries to get away, but that is Hughes. Hughes with the sack. That makes sack number 5 on the season. So 2 big sacks here in the second quarter have helped to stall some Dolphins drives, but we'll see if Tua can bounce back. We still have 2 minutes left in this quarter. There's still time. 3rd and 4. Tua out of the gun. He's going to scramble, and Rookie of the Year candidate Greg Rousseau picks up his 5th sack on the season. Starting to hear some early rumblings of some Rookie of the Year honors for this young man, and if he continues to have this type of season, 5 sacks already for Rousseau, it is quite possible he'll be putting some hardware on his shelf at the end of the season, but that will lead to Sanders coming on with an attempt, and he's going to get it. So the Dolphins are going to end up taking the lead 13-10 going into the half, and that is not what you want if you are Sean McDermott and this Bills team coming off of their bye week. The Dolphins, really the story of that first half, they dominated pretty much every aspect statistically of that first half. So there's going to have to be some adjustments made in that Buffalo locker room. But if we head on out to New York, the Bengals lead there 21-17. Joe Burrow with a TD and an interception in that game. Flacco with two TDs on the other side. If we head down to Houston, the Rams and Matthew Stafford are really having their way with the Houston Texans down there in Houston. Deshaun Watson not having a great game down there. If we head up to Cleveland, where the Browns lead their rival Steelers, Baker Mayfield with 2 touchdowns in that game. Not a whole lot to say on the Pittsburgh side of things, but we are ready to pick up at the second half here in Buffalo, and the kickoff is going to be taken out to about the, call it 24-yard line, where Josh Allen and this Bills offense is going to really try to get things going here in this second half. Not really the dominant offense that we've seen here this season. Really, the Kansas City game has been the only stumbling block so far. Even the Titans didn't give this offense too much trouble, which was kind of surprising. Singletary there with a big run to start the half. So all signs on that run point to a good second half for the Bills, but we'll just have to see. Singletary really just finds a hole right up the middle, and he moves those chains for the Buffalo Bills. Singletary has been on a tear this season. It would not surprise anybody to see him get over 1,000 yards on this campaign very, very shortly. Allen out of the gun. He's going to look and find Knox for a big gain down the sideline. Beautiful. Unfortunately, Knox is injured on that play. He is down. Spencer Brown was also injured earlier in this drive, so we'll give you an update. But in the meantime, big run by Singletary for pay dirt. That is going to give the Bills a lead here early in the second half. And the Bills' running game is the story. The extra point is going to lead to a 17-13 lead for the Bills as Tua comes out to try to answer right back. 2nd and 11. Tua out of the gun. He's going to try scrambling, and he is going to be sacked again. The story of this defense has been the sacks today. Ed Oliver with another sack for this defense. We do have a update for both injuries on the Bills. Spencer Brown will not return. He bruised his sternum in that first opening drive of the half for the Bills. Tua is going to scramble, and he is going to be stopped at the 1. So as we were saying, Spencer Brown will be out for the rest of the game with a bruised sternum. Knox has a strained shoulder. He will return. They're expecting his return later in the half, but the story is Tua moving the chains, getting this Dolphins offense within the 5-yard line, and he is going to find a wide open Gesicki in the end zone for a Miami touchdown. So that will make it 20-17 for Miami, as Singletary and this Bills offense again try to answer right back. So you gotta love a game like this. End of the third quarter now. Bills driving. We got a screen here to Singletary, and that will be a quick score for the Bills. Singletary on the screen pass is going to answer right back with a touchdown. The poise in the pocket there by Josh Allen is the story. You have to believe that this Bills team is going to accept nothing less but a deep, deep playoff run. You almost get the feeling that it's Super Bowl or bust for the Bills right now, with as strong as they're playing on both sides of the ball. But that is also the story. The secondary issues continue for the Bills, as they don't seem to be able to stop anybody in the passing game right now. As Tua has been having a day, it is now 3rd and 6. He's going to drop back, and he is going to find Gesicki again for a first down. So that's going to be a big conversion for Miami. So Miami looked to be a strong contender at the start of the year, but they've kind of tapered off now. But they've been kind of having their way here in the second half. But that will be another sack on Tua. That is Hughes Jr. again for the sack, his second sack of the day. So sacks abound for this Bills D, and that will lead to another Miami field goal, make it 24-23 Buffalo here in the fourth quarter. Allen comes out. There you see the numbers on the day. 2 touchdowns, 16 for 22. Not quite 200 yards passing yet. Allen is going to drop back, and he is not going to be able to find Beasley there. Not sure what happened, but that is going to lead to a Bills punt. Missed pass on 3rd down leads to the Bills punting, and that is a great punt. Great punt there. Will pin the Dolphins back. Tua and this Miami offense are going to take over at about the 20-yard line. Tua looks to keep this hot streak rolling for this Miami team. He's going to start out of the gun. It is 3rd and 10. 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. So you got to be in 2-minute mode here. If you are Miami, this could be a big victory for you. Might even be able to turn your season around, and who else but Gesicki gets the call there. Tua, again, hurry-up mode, has his offense driving wide open in the flat. And this Miami team is continuing to drive. This Bills team, their secondary just can't seem to stop anybody. And that is a wide open touchdown pass that's going to give Miami a late lead here in the fourth quarter. 57 seconds to go. It is now 30-24 Miami. And the pressure's been there all game, but the secondary has been as holy as Swiss cheese here today. You would hope that Sherman's addition would have helped bolster that. So far, that is not the case. And obviously, one player is not going to solve all your woes. But the 2-point conversion is no good. And correction, that makes it 29-24 Miami, as this Bills team does stop the 2-point conversion. So 29-24 our score. And Josh Allen leads his offense with 57 seconds left on the clock. Allen and this Bills team, they need a touchdown. They need a touchdown in order to win the game. A field goal does not do it for you. He's going to find Beasley, and they got to hurry up. Bills do have 3 timeouts. Probably should have taken one right there. Let too much time run off the clock. Allen's going to scramble. He's going to dive. Probably should have slid there. Now Bills are going to call a timeout. And again, you need a score. Bass is not going to be able to give you the lead here. So you got to find the end zone if you're the Bills. And that is a good throw to Sanders, who is going to step out of bounds, stopping the clock, preserving some much needed time at 26 seconds left on the clock. 1st and 10. Ball at about the 45, call it the 43-yard line. Big pass to Knox is going to put the Bills in the red zone. The Bills are going to take their 2nd timeout. So we are here with 5 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be make or break for the Bills. Beasley gets the reception, but he's going to be stopped at the 1. No time left, and that will be the game. The Bills' final drive stalls at the 1-yard line, 29-24. The Miami Dolphins come in to Highmark Stadium here in Buffalo and upset the AFC East leading Buffalo Bills 29-24. The story is that 270 yards passing for Tua. That just highlights exactly what the Bills, I think, already know. You have to get better in the secondary. Tre'Davious White's injury has killed this secondary, but you got to bolster that need when it comes the off season. Looking around the NFL, Cleveland does beat their rival Pittsburgh Steelers. San Francisco goes into Chicago and beats the Chicago Bears. New England goes to Los Angeles and beats the Chargers. Jacksonville goes into Seattle, beating the Seahawks. The Cowboys beat the Minnesota Vikings, and the Kansas City Chiefs destroy the G-Men on Monday night. But without any further ado, let's head on out to Jacksonville for some Week 9 action where your Buffalo Bills are going to take on Trevor Lawrence. Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate Trevor Lawrence will be competing for NFL Rookie of the Year honors right alongside Greg Rousseau. And we are here in lovely Jacksonville. You can see there Devin Singletary last week, 93 yards. So he was a bright spot for this Bills offense in that heartbreaking loss to Miami. The Bills will receive the opening kickoff, and they will get out to, call it the 25-yard line, but there is a flag on the play, and that will push them back to about the 12, where Josh Allen and this Bills offense are going to attempt to right the wrongs of last week. And who else but Knox out in the flat gets the call on 1st down. There you see Knox's day last week, over 100 yards and that touchdown on 11 receptions. 2nd and 3 now, Allen under center. He is going to hand the ball off to Singletary, who gets a good gain there and the 1st down. Call it about 10 yards on that rush. So again, the running game really good for the Bills this year. Singletary might be in the running for some MVP conversation. He is number 3 in the league rushing right now. Attempted to get it to Sanders there. No good. That leads to a 60-yard field goal attempt by Bass. The kick is up. What a leg by Bass. It is good. Bass with the 60-yard field goal puts the Bills up early, 3-0. 60-yarder. Wow. The power. But there you see Trevor Lawrence have a season there. Why don't you, Trevor? Over 2,000 yards passing. 15 touchdowns already for Trevor Lawrence in week number 9 of the season. Lawrence does drop back. He's going to use his legs. He's going to scramble. Probably should have slid there, but good run. 22-yard pickup there by Trevor Lawrence. He has the kind of hair you wish you could have, my friend. Lawrence now has these Jaguars driving. He's going to drop back. Lawrence looking for his man, finds Jones for a early touchdown. So the Jaguars answer the field goal with a touchdown. They take a lead here in the first quarter with about 5 minutes left to go. Jacksonville is up 6-3. And the poise in the pocket there by Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence is going to be a star in the NFL. The Jags have their franchise quarterback, no doubt, in Trevor Lawrence. And if you listen to anybody in Buffalo, they will tell you that Trevor Lawrence is someone they will be keeping their eye on over the next couple of years. He will be a big threat. But speaking of big threats, that is a huge pass by Allen to Beasley. 21 yards to Cole Beasley. Moving the chains. And that is also some poise in the pocket. Josh Allen with a great throw there. The Bills love their guy in Josh Allen. He is not going to go anywhere. He is a Bill for life. And that right there is why finding Emmanuel Sanders for pay dirt. But I don't know. That actually looks like he might be short. Looking at the replay, is that knee down before Sanders gets in the end zone? And as we thought, the officiating crew will review this. And I would have to say that his knee is down before he's in the end zone. We'll have to see what this crew says. And they are going to agree Sanders does not get in the end zone, but that is still a big gain. And the Bills are driving. Allen, he was under pressure there, but he finds Singletary in the end zone. So the points off the board don't matter, as Buffalo does end up answering right back with a touchdown of their own. Allen finding it, the ever-reliable running back in the end zone. Make it 10-7 Buffalo, as there we see Lawrence coming onto the field for yet another Jacksonville drive. 2nd and 10, end of the first quarter. Lawrence does end up handing it off, but the run is going to be stuffed, and that will end this first quarter here in Jacksonville with our score 10-7. That stuffed run at the end is going to lead to a Jacksonville punt, and Josh Allen and these Bills are going to take over. And Singletary, first down and a little bit more. That would be about a 12-yard rush, call it that. And that is 50 yards already on the day. Just 7 carries for Singletary today, but again, 50 yards. And there you see Lawrence trying to figure out how to jumpstart this Jags offense so that this game does not end up getting out of hand. But with runs like that, you got to hope that your defense can pick it up on the other side of the football. 4th and inches now. Josh Allen under center. What do you think? QB sneak here if you are Josh Allen? Oh, absolutely, he says. Give me that first down. 3rd and 9 now. Allen drops back. Allen finds Diggs inside the 5. Call it the 2. Puts the Bills in a 4th and 1 position. So again, a Bills drive is going to stall, leading to 3 points, which you never get mad about putting points on the board, but when you get that close, you want 6. It's going to be critical to start putting that ball in the end zone, especially as we get closer and closer to playoff time. You can't leave touchdowns on the board. You have to get 6, not 3. Lawrence is going to scramble, and he is going to have a beautiful pass there to keep this drive alive. 2nd and 8. Huge play. Breakdown in the Bills secondary again. That would have been Jones wide open. I don't know what this Bills defense was doing on that play. Lawrence didn't even have to think about it. Jones was running loose the whole time. Nobody within 5 yards of Jones. I know that this Bills defense is good. I know that they are a top 10 defense statistically, but you cannot have that. You cannot have plays like that. The screen wasn't there. Allen had to go deep to Diggs, and that's going to cost him interception. Interception by Josh Allen there. The screen broke down. Allen had no choice but to throw the ball up. You probably should have just thrown that away. Picked off. Leads to Lawrence coming back out with his Jags. Looking to put another 6 on the board. That run is going to be stuffed by Matt Milano. Nowhere for the running game of Jacksonville to go, but with a passing game like we've seen today, why would you even try running it? Make the Bills secondary stop you. That is the key. If you are playing Buffalo, make their secondary step up and make a play. But that's Matt Milano. 2 plays in a row. He makes a big play, gets the interception there, gives the ball back to the Bills. So it's still 14-3. Josh Allen, there you see the numbers on the day. You would love that interception to come off the stats, but everything else looking good for the Bills. Allen does drop back. He is looking for and finding Emmanuel Sanders, who gets a big gain, gets the Bills inside the 5, call it the 3, after a big 15-yard reception for the ever-reliable Emmanuel Sanders. First year in Buffalo on a new contract, and he makes his case for getting a new contract by getting this touchdown there. So Allen going right back to Emmanuel Sanders for the touchdown. And again, Sanders on a contract year. Buffalo brought him in for 1 year. Sanders kind of a traveler around this league. Looking for a new deal, potentially might get a long-term deal in Buffalo. We'll see. But that will take us into the half. If we go out to Carolina, the Patriots and Mac Jones have a tie there with Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers at half. So we'll see what's going on with New England here at the end of the day. The Ravens taking no prisoners against the Vikings. Lamar Jackson, 3 touchdowns on the day in that game. If we travel down to Miami, Miami is losing to the Houston Texans 14-3. Deshaun Watson with a touchdown in that game. Tua, only 24 yards. So, pretty much the opposite story there in Miami is what we saw from Tua last week, where he just came out and shredded this Bills secondary, much like Lawrence is doing here today. Lawrence and the Jags are going to start the half with the football. They will take over about the 26. Lawrence hopes to continue his good day. James Robinson, ever reliable running back, hasn't had a lot going for him today, though. This run defense of the Bills has been stout all season long. Lawrence to the flat gets about, let's call it a 9-yard gain. I guess it's 10-yard gain. First down and more for the Jags. Lawrence again steps up in the pocket and goes down. That would be Tremaine Edmonds with a sack. That would be, I believe that is number 3 on the season for Edmonds. Yes, that is confirmed. That is sack number 3. Lawrence tries to get away, but he's brought down again. That would be Ed Oliver with his 8th sack of the season. You gotta love Ed Oliver this year. This is a huge season for the young man on the defensive line for the Bills. The Bills have their long-term solution in Ed Oliver, and those 2 sacks are going to lead to a punt by the Jags, and Josh Allen and this Bills offense are going to be looking to extend this lead. Allen out of the gun finds Emmanuel Sanders for another first down. Sanders, Ben Allen's favorite target today. Almost 100 yards there for Sanders on the day. And next play, Allen is going to find Diggs for a score. So Stephon Diggs, haven't been saying his name a whole lot today. He does get the touchdown and extends this lead out for the Buffalo Bills. It is now 27-14 Buffalo. And again, there you see the stats for James Robinson. Not a lot going today, but has been a good hand for Trevor Lawrence this year. Robinson does get the ball, and not a lot going on there. Leads to a 4th and inches. Tremaine Edmonds with the stuff. So big stop there again for the Bills defense. Leads to 4th and inches. If you're Urban Meyer, you got to figure out what to do. You're running out of time to turn this thing around. Josh Allen there, 250 yards on the day, 3 touchdowns. So not a bad day for Allen, really. Again, you'd just like to see that interception go by the wayside. But all in all, not too bad. Allen in the pocket. He is going to throw into double coverage. And that will be a pick 6 for the Jags. So just as we were saying, Allen has been having a good day. That is a pick 6. And it completely changes the complexion of the ball game. Double coverage. Allen looking for Beasley. Instead finds a Jacksonville defender for a Jacksonville touchdown. So make that 27-21 Buffalo to end the third quarter. That pick 6 is how we are going to end this third quarter. Allen's going to come out, try to redeem himself. Singletary with a big gain, call it 8 on that run. And there you see the Jaguars have had a pretty good run defense on the season, but not today. Almost 130 yards on the ground for these Bills. Allen does find Moss in the flat, and that will be another Bills touchdown. So Zach Moss getting a receiving touchdown today leads to a 34-21 lead Buffalo. Quick turnaround for the Bills there. That is how you want to bounce back from a big pick 6 like you had earlier. You need a big score. And if you are Trevor Lawrence, you need to answer right back. You can't let this game get too far out of hand. The Jags are driving here. Ball at the 46. About 6 minutes left to go in the ball game. Lawrence is going to scramble. He is going to get a decent gain there. Lawrence with about 50 yards rushing on the day. Lawrence back in the pocket. He is going to look for his receiver. There's laundry on the field, though. That is going to be illegal touching on James Robinson. So costly penalty there leads to 4th and 6 for the Jags. Lawrence, he's going to do it with his legs again, and he will pick up the first down. Keeps this drive alive for the Jags, but they are very quickly running out of time. About 2 minutes left. 1st and 10, Jacksonville. Ball at about the 20. And Lawrence throws a pick. That would be Ike Wallace with the big interception. And that will be how we end this game. Josh Allen had himself a day. You would just like to see those 2 interceptions be cleaned up. Otherwise, have a day, young man. Have a day, Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars, they've been a great story this season. They are absolutely in playoff contention. But there you see it, 284 passing yards for Josh Allen, almost 150 yards rushing for the Bills as well. So this Bills offense can put up some yards, but their secondary has some issues. Jedidiah Snyderman, in a press conference after the game, was asked, at the midway point, your team's in a good spot. How far do you think this team can go? Jedidiah responds with, really, you just want to be in a position to win a Super Bowl. Of course, for that to happen, you need to make the playoffs, and I know we can get there. So I don't think that anybody would deny that. Playoffs do seem to be the floor for the Buffalo Bills. I don't think this team expects to miss the playoffs. I don't think anybody expects this team to miss the playoffs. They are too good. If they can get their secondary issues figured out, if they can get Josh Allen's interceptions limited, that will be huge. Matt Milano, have yourself a day in Week 9, gets the AFC Defensive Player of the Week award. The Jets roll into Indianapolis and beat the Colts surprisingly. The Dallas Cowboys handle the Denver Broncos at home. The Patriots end up pulling it out in Carolina, 34-20 in that ball game. Again, Baltimore destroying Minnesota. Cleveland beats Cincinnati in a great AFC North matchup. Of course, your Buffalo Bills do go down to Jacksonville and get the victory. Houston ends up pulling off the victory in Miami, giving Houston their first win on the season. The G-Men handle their business at home against the Raiders. The Chargers roll into Philadelphia, pick up a win there. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers go to Arrowhead and pull out a victory. Arizona goes to San Francisco, gets the win. And Pittsburgh absolutely destroys Chicago at home. But that will do it for us here at Snyderman Broadcasting. Come right back here for Week 10 and 11 coverage of your Buffalo Bills. And make sure that you put it in your calendar for live coverage of the NFL Draft at twitch.tv/Snyderman_Inc. Link for that will be in the description of this broadcast. But stay